Good afternoon, this is Evan with Build Brothers Roofing and Solar doing a digital inspection out here in Ocean Beach for a realtor. And we always start these inspections under the eaves to get a general condition of the wood. So you have your fascia board, your rafter tails, and your starter board here. So what we look for are boards that are significantly compromised by either termite damage, wood rot, or dry rot. The wood here is definitely old. You can start to see some damage. I wanted to point out a board that I saw that was, raised some obvious concern right here. That board is completely damaged and it's starting to come apart there. So that's an example of some termite damage, which is common in San Diego. And in a full replacement project, we would be replacing that with a fresh board and getting rid of that. I am on top of an architectural asphalt shingle roof and want to point out a few things. So all this shiny stuff here you're seeing is called exposed fiberglass. So when the sun beats down on the roof over time, the oils evaporate, the granules will start to deplete, especially around the perimeter here. And then that fiberglass is exposed. And so when the fiberglass is exposed, that's going to greatly affect the waterproofing capability of a shingle roof. Now, you see the shiny stuff here, the fiberglass on, a lot of the other sections of the roof, it's not as much. The shingle looks to be in decent condition and the granules look to be intact here. So there is some obvious aging, but it doesn't look to be super alarming yet. You do see some deterioration of the shingle here, some tears, some more exposed fiberglass, granule depletion. Another thing we look for is how well sealed or adhered the shingle is to the roof. And this does look pretty sealed and it does look like it's secure. I'm picking random areas here and the shingle looks to be in good condition. We'll go to a different area. Here on the front part of the roof, you'll see more of that exposed fiberglass, but the granules still look intact here. Another thing is on the ridge caps, they look to be in decent condition, but they do have a lot of exposed nail heads. So what we like to see is ridge caps that don't have all these exposed nail heads here, because exposed nail heads create areas where water can potentially get inside the home. And then on here we have a torch down modified bitumen section, or what a flat roofing system is. On this roof here, it looks to be an area where it was designed for water runoff. So you can see the slope here coming down here is designed for water to flow freely around this area. Now, is it doing that perfectly? No, it's not, as evident by the ponding here that you're seeing. So ponding is always a concern just because of water sitting over time. Water that sits for too long will eventually create that moisture, and eventually at some point it will become a failure point, and the water will be able to get inside. However, it's not a major concern. You can see some of the granules starting to build up from the shingle here. This part is doing its job to have water flow off the roof here, and the shingle looks to be in okay condition. Now you have a couple skylights here. These look like they're in really good condition here. They look clean. The flashing looks properly installed. Now there are a couple areas where there are loose shingle. So as you can see right here, just gently lifting up, but it's coming up there. And that's normal. There will be, with a roof this old, there will be multiple areas where the shingle is starting to get loose. But on most of the areas I'm checking, the shingle is still adhered and sealed properly to the roof. And so we also want to check out these flashings. Those flashings look properly installed. The seals here are starting to crack a little bit, so that's an area where water can potentially intrude. I would recommend sealing that up to preserve the life of this roof. It's starting to occur right there, but again, nothing super alarming. So in my professional recommendation, this roof is going to have, about 7 to 10 more years left on it. 10 if they're really lucky. It's going to be closer to about 7 years left of life, and then it will be time to fully replace this roof, where we tear off the shingle, tear off the underlayment, get down to the wood decking, replace any bad wood, install new underlayment and new shingle, and the roof will be in fantastic shape for the foreseeable future. But this roof has a good 7 to 8 more years left on it. So I will get all these findings out to the realtor and make sure that they are well informed of what I'm seeing. Thanks for watching here.